And yeah, so I had this great idea the other day. Why not? I have all these great people come down, and I'm like, why not see if they have any impression from this music I play just before they start, music from the other side of the world they might not know about. So hello, Ben and Nick from The Good in Everyone.
Hey, hello.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah, what did you think about that Die Pretty song?
The single sounded like a great single. It was great. It was dreamy but hooky, and it was wonderful. Very like if Teenage Fan Club kind of forgot to bring their fuzz pedals to a show.
Yeah, everything very very mid-90s. Something with that with the synth in the background and that phaser effect on it. It was very sort of like, I don't know, I've been listening to a lot of, I have this Slow Dive record that's still on my record player at home, and that's sort of closer, okay. Yeah, no, the Slow Dive record that I have at home, and I've been listening to a lot of stuff with that kind of an effect on, and it just like harkens back to that era of music from the mid-90s. And yeah, it's a great song, and would have never heard it if I'd never been on the show.
Exactly, yeah. So I think we're going to keep doing this with guests. I'm gonna force them to
do it.
Yeah, it's an interesting musical experiment, because I'm always curious. I mean, I know when people come in, they have this huge lifetime of music inside them, and I guess this is a good time to talk about Canada straight away, because you guys have a lot of Canadian music inside you, and even Ben is wearing a Neil Young and Crazy Horse t-shirt, so you can't hide now. It's out.
I'm always wearing a Neil Young and Crazy Horse t-shirt.
Did you see at the stadium last year?
Yeah. That was my second time seeing him.
Me too.
Yeah. Where did you see him first?
The Calgary Saddle Dome.
Oh, okay.
Which was the tour before, which wasn't with Crazy Horse, so it wasn't quite the magic, but...
Same, I think I saw them on the same tour. Was he wearing that blazer that was splattered with paint and had like Ben Keith and Rick Rosas?
Yeah,
that was a wild show.
It was.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't get near Crazy Horse unless you're playing with Crazy Horse. They're huge. A friend of mine who went to the show as well, he a little bit before that saw Metallica, and he said Crazy Horse and Neil Young was heavier than Metallica. Same venue, yeah. He said they blew it out of the water. It
was the most extraordinary, maybe the best show I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was so amazing.
Right up there. And we got to sing Happy Birthday to him.
Yeah, we did. And I'm not sure if you remember, did you remember the t-shirt that he was wearing? It's a little obscure, but it's actually the Australian Aboriginal flag he was wearing as a t-shirt.
No way.
Which was an incredible political statement. And I've noticed he wore that on Letterman or all these big shows that he played as well on TV in front of millions of people. So that's showing his, what he cares about. So, the Good in Everyone, you're clearly influenced by the great legacy of Neil Young and the like, and, of course, Sloan, that great song. And, well, how about we go right into a recorded track now so people know exactly who we're talking about and what you guys sound like. And then we'll come back and chat. So you chose Skip Down the Stairs?
Yeah, Laura's not with us today. So we thought we'd showcase her a little bit on the first track. So she sings lead here. Skip Down the Stairs.
Okay.
And just to be clear, she is alive.
She is, yeah.
Just because she's not with us, she is around. She's at work right now.
Yeah. So tuning into the show, you're on CiTR Radio and you're listening to Stranded, all about Australian and Canadian music. And local band, The Good in Everyone, Skip Down the Stairs. That was the name of the song, and it's from the debut EP, which came out in April of this year. And we're fortunate to be joined by two parts of this 5-piece band, which is sometimes a 6-piece. There's an additional member, Olivia Sharp, who is an occasional vocalist for the band, who's very excellent in her own right as a solo artist, I can say, having seen her at a house show. So thanks, Nick and Ben. Skip Down the Stairs, is there anything you wanted to say about that song?
Yeah, on what you just heard, on the recording you just heard, a friend of ours who does not play with us, but we played with him in the past. His name is Adam Sharp, no relation to Olivia Sharp, but he played guitar on that track as well. Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, that song has been around for a long time, and it was awesome to finally get to record it about a year and a couple of months ago. It's nice recording songs when they've been around for a long time, because I feel like you have a lot of time to really let them sort of grow on their own before you actually track them. It's great because, you know, you go into studio with a really fully formed idea. It's great to sort of screw around in studio with ideas and with song structure and new sounds, but when you've been playing a song for a year or so, it all just sort of comes together.
Yeah, and it's nice because we played that song live a lot, so I think it really had an opportunity to grow as like a high energy live song. So you can go right into the studio with that energy in mind and kind of do your best to translate that, because that's meant to be a rip-off.
Definitely. And when you play a song that you haven't played live as much in studio, it's harder to, especially if you're tracking, to get yourself to be like, okay, this is the part that really goes. This is the part that really pops, and like strum harder and be as passionate when you're playing it, because it comes across in the recording no matter what. So yes, it's great. It's great to have been able to play that song for as long as we did before we recorded it, and I was really happy with the recording that we did with Paul Beckler at Fader Mountain.
And not only that song, but you've collectively been playing together for quite a while, because there was a previous project called the Mercy Years.
And that song was played by Merciers for a long time. Yeah, and that's Adam's guitar part was from when that band played. It used to just be called 7/4. We had to name it for the EP because the chorus and the second half of the song are in 7/4. But yeah, it was 7/4 was a Merciers song for a while, and we brought it into The Good in Everyone.
Right.
One of the laziest song title writers.
Yeah.
Well, that's a recorded version of the band, but are you ready for an acoustic song?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
We
ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, we're gonna start with a song called Shambolic off the EP. Yeah, it's the last song on the EP. We're playing it first for you today, and ready to go, Ben? Is nothing if not a photograph. I don't know him any better. Come go haunt somebody else in the light of my day. You stick inside of my head. I'd know him if not for the way that he said. What do you get out? What do you get out of this? Not my one best friend, attached at the face so closely. Who writes his lines? Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Make him walk a mile inside his shoes. Cause when he wants the time, he gets the news. Come go haunt somebody else before you do it again. No use in walking away. The ghost will keep you in place. What do you get out? What do you get out of this? What do you get out? What do you get out of this? Not like me, he can't feel. He's the lens and shutter, I'm the real, but less real than all his different lies. And I'm scared. I would if I had hands to make it right, but I don't. And just when I think I've found you, you go. I would turn the lights out every night, but I won't before I've even found out, you know.
So we'll get to that later in the show. So keep listening if you're interested in some tickets to a great show this weekend. I know there's lots happening in this folk fest as well this weekend. So thanks, guys. Live music in the studio is something special, and even I didn't expect you, Ben, to bring down the electric, and that works fabulously with your pedals there too. So thanks.
I have a hard time just giving
This
up my
is
fuzz pedals and
about as stripped down as it gets for Ben, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks. So that was you were saying that the last song
That
on the
was
EP.
Shambolic, the last song on the EP, and next up, or do you wanna-
let's. I was just curious a bit more about the band because we do have. Let's talk about who's actually in the band, because it's a bit of it's a big band. We have Nick there on guitar and vocals. We have Ben, the additional lead guitarist. Laura, how do you pronounce her last name?
Oh, Ken Shorrock. It's a bit of a mouthful. It's just Laura G.
Laura G.
Yeah. She plays keys and sings, and playing that last song, it made me miss her vocals, because she has some great harmonies, especially in the sort of breakdown before the last part. But she's a great pianist, and we're having fun practicing up a cover for our show, and she gets to show off a little bit with some blues piano playing. So
cool. And then we have Jamison Troy on drums. He's familiar to this show. We've played his music, and he was a special guest last year. And Olivia Sharp is a sometime vocalist. And then we have Matt on bass, Matt Gostelow. And so who of the band are actually native of this part of the country, or are none of you? Are you all transplants like myself and many people?
Well, there's what, 3 of us from BC? Yeah, 3 of us from BC. I'm from Summerland, BC. Laura's from Cranbrook.
Yeah.
And Nick's
I'm from Vancouver. I'm the
the
only Vancouverite.
Yeah.
Jameson's from Regina.
That's
originally,
right.
And Matt's from London.
The
So
South.
that's England, not Ontario.
Yeah.
Cool. And right. Well, and we'll. I guess we might as well say right now, like when your release show is. We'll mention again later. When is it for people listening now?
It's July 26th at the Biltmore, and doors are at 7:30. It's the first band is on, Aaliyah Ray, at 8:30. We're playing with Aaliyah Ray and Joyce Island. You should come check them out. They're both awesome, and they both put on great live shows. And for $7, you get into the show, and you also get a download of our EP and some free merch stuff. So
fantastic. So the Good in Everyone release show coming up, and
the Biltmore.
The Biltmore.
I didn't say that.
Biltmore Cabaret. And I think we have time for a couple more acoustic tracks right now. So take it away, Nick and Ben.
So the next one that we're going to play is Manning Park, which has been around longer than any of the other songs that we'll play. Again, it was one that Mercy Years played, and actually even recorded on the Mercy Years EP. And I wanted to rewrite it for this project and change the tone of the song a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit more somber now, but still it still moves, and it's still got a good pace to it. So
A little almost ethereal with some of the super reverberous parts, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's changed. We used to play it like pedal to the metal. It was a loud, big rock band tune, but it kind of suits this kind of stripped down setting a little bit better with this arrangement.
All right. Here's the Good in Everyone live in the CiTR studios here on Stranded,
sweet.
the Australian Canadian music and talk show.
All right, so I start. Brother, brother's eyes. You're my favorite mirror. You put me on a throne. If I divide in two, you'll see one side. The bits and tangled letters that spell your skin and bones. Brothers climb, ragged on the ascent and soft on the decline. Show the thrower how his feet decide. Like arrows on the front lawn, they guide you every night. Backseat fists and baseball gloves. There's a stutter in my wrist, but my eyes say what I'm thinking of. And you read them like you're fluent now. Riding high in the plaster footprints and the stock the dresser drawer. The walk the laundry folds like skin before, while pressing feet meander and stumble out the door. Backseat fists and baseball gloves. There's a stutter in my wrist, but my eyes say what I'm thinking of. Read them like you're fluent now. Backseat fists and baseball gloves. There's a stutter in my wrist, but my eyes say what I'm thinking of. And you read them like you're fluent now.
Okay, thanks Nick and Ben from The Good and Everyone for that acoustic track. What is Manning Park?
So Manning Park is, well, it's a provincial park in BC. I guess I titled the song that way because the song's about my younger brother, and I guess the sentiment of the song sort of recalled vacations for me, and Manning Park is just sort of a place that I associate with siblinghood and brotherhood and sort of the relationship that you inevitably have with a brother who you grow up with, and the specific kind of love and relationship that you have for a sibling. Especially, we're 3.5 years apart, and so he's young enough that he's enough younger than me that I feel like I got to teach him a lot of things, but he's also close enough to me in age that I consider him, my best friend. So.
That's an interesting coincidence. A band we had on a couple of months back called Ottaway Broder Allen, they played a song called My Brother, and he said a very similar thing to what you were just saying. So that's a good thing. Maybe this is a trend out there, paying homage to one brother. It's a good thing.
I have to thank Adam Sharp, actually, for helping me name that song, because I was having trouble naming it, because I didn't really know, like, my brother is great because it's just like, this is what the song is about. And I was like, I didn't know how blunt I wanted to be, and he was just like, where's that place that you guys go every year and have an amazing time with your family? And I was like, Manning Park, and he's like, there's the song name. So
yeah, that's great.
What a good, wholesome radio show you got going.
It is. And then we'll play some Dayglow Abortions a bit later on. Because they're playing at a benefit this weekend. And we have some tickets to give away, so stay tuned for that. So, yeah, and I was just thinking, so are you guys going to be touring as well?
We're in the process of planning a little late September jaunt to to Alberta and back. But before the end of the year, nothing really major. But yeah, around BC, I mean, we're in the process of booking some shows. I know we got one in Banff, and we're in the process of nailing ones down in Calgary and Edmonton around the 20th of September. And yeah, and so we have our CD release coming up, and we've got a few more around Vancouver coming up in the months afterwards. So, and
I guess it's kind of fortuitous, given that you guys have played with each other for a while in another band. You'll know what things about each other annoy each other on the road already. You've got that part sorted, so that's that's a good thing. Well, the good things too as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Touring's a whole different beast. You're never fully prepared for it until you actually get on the road.
No, you can't. And I love touring with Mercyers because I thought that, yeah, for the most part, our personalities, I liked everybody more at the end of tour, essentially, than I did at the beginning, which was great.
We have so many more inside jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just awful people to hang out with for anyone else and not in the band after tour, you know?
Well, we're talking with Nick and Ben, formerly of the Mercy Years and currently of The Good in Everyone. If you're tuning in from Australia and you don't know the band Sloan, I suggest you do, because The Good in Everyone is the name of one of their very famous singles, and they're a quintessential Canadian independent rock band from Halifax, the complete opposite side of this country. So I think it's it's getting close to 7. So how about one more acoustic track?
One more, yeah, sure. We've got a new one called Ritual Smiles, and yeah, we'll play that one for you.
Okay, you're listening to CiTR 101.9 FM.
Disappearing thing, a trimming happiness. Can't you see my teeth? Sleep tight. Remember, when everywhere you'd never been was everything you ever were. Shut down, pushed through. Remember, our life would catch your highest tide. Lives on the highway. Off the free line to the drive, fill the noise bit with summer. Tonight, because of its lies, I believe in most. Because of reality, I believe in ghosts. It makes sense too. Remember, everywhere you've ever said, wrap your tongue around like eyes, keep tight. Crumble backward It puts limbs on the highway.
Hi, this is Audie from Broken Bones, and you're listening to CiTR 101.9 FM in Vancouver. And all I'm going to say to you is, fuck off and die.
See, the show isn't so wholesome after all. Thanks, the good and everyone. That was your last track, at least for today, acoustically. What was it called again?
So that's called Ritual Smiles.
Okay.
And there's actually we recorded a live session at Fader Mountain at the farm, and we recorded that song. So there will be a live version of that song at some point in some undetermined point in the future.
Expect wicked dive bombs.
Yes.
There was one lyric in that song that popped out at me. I think you said, because of reality, I believe in ghosts. I like that. That's good.
There's a good story behind it.
Yeah, there's
Funny
a good story behind it. I was on the beeline to the drive, which is another lyric in the
From
song.
the same song.
No, and there was a kid, like probably a 6 or 7 year old kid, who kept tugging at his dad's shirt and saying that line over and over again, and it was really kind of creepy. But then I started thinking about it, and I said, that's kind of a cool lyric, and I want to incorporate that into a song. And then the dad was looking absolutely horrified, and like.
And then that maybe that night you were probably you're heading to practice, and that's one of the first nights where we really kind of nailed that song down, except the lyrics. And then as we were leaving, you were telling us the story, and we were all agreeing that would be a great line for a song. And then we kind of never thought about it. And then when we were in the farm recording, we were in mid-take, and I was just kind of doing my thing and playing, and then I kind of clued in right at the right time, and I heard you say that, and I was just like, yes! And it just fueled the rest of that take, and it was so good.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in, guys. We're going to press on with the remainder of the show, but it's been a pleasure having you.
Thando so much for having us. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks for dealing with my pedals and my...
Oh, no problem at all. So, yeah, I mean, that's... what do we got there? 1, 2... Can you actually... Just because I'm a learner guitarist myself, and can you run us through the pedals you have there?
You just made my day.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
So open the can of worms here too. I think that's
So first, I've got your standard Boss TU3 tuner. Next is a BBE Green Screamer, which is like a Tube Screamer clone, but it's not quite as compressed, a little more airy, a little more transparent, and it's been my go-to overdrive pedal for years and years. And then next after that is a TC Electronic Flashback delay, which I actually just got yesterday, so I'm getting used to it. But so far it's good. It's a sturdy little box. And then after that, it's the Holy Grail Plus by Electro Harmonics, which is just a nice, beefy, luscious reverb. And then going into a Vox Valtronics 8050, little Vox modeling amp, but it does the trick.
Yeah. Cool. So you heard somewhat acoustic songs today, but the full band will be playing at the Biltmore Cabaret in electric form
July 26th.
July 26th.
Early show.
And along with who's playing?
Aaliyah Ray and Joyce Island.
Right.
Who you should check out online if you haven't already.
Well, that's the good in everyone, and Nick and Ben have been chatting with us and playing tunes today, so we'll catch you another time, guys.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.
No.